just eventful. Like, there would never be a day you would just go in, mate, and nothing would happen. You would never just go and train and come home. Like, there'd be a crisis every day, mate. He'd be going mental about something every single... I used to love it, mate. Do you know the best thing? People come in, I've seen some big names come in at Swindon, because we signed big players on loan, and they were like, nah, I'll not take it for him. I'll say something back to him, and every one of them themselves, The only one that I've seen answering back, like, proper go for it, was Leon Clark.
Oh.
And you know that Leon... He punched Leon in the tunnel.
Did it?
You know that?
Yeah.
Mate, it was on Sky Sports. So we played Southampton, right? In the League Cup. And we got... Like, they had Lallana, Lambert, De Pedro, Schneiderlin. They were a proper team. And Leon joined us late, so he was a bit unfitter than the rest of us. So Leon played well that night, but the sports scientist just came on the pitch and he's like, Leon, well done today, but tomorrow you have to run. Because that's what used to happen, mate. See if they wanted you to get fit. You play a Tuesday, you run a Wednesday, sorry.
No.
And Claudio's, I was like 5 yards fit, and Leon was like, fuck off, bruv. Get out my face, fuck off, bruv. And the Canio can see like that they two are kind of arguing, so the Canio comes on the pitch, mate, and like grabs him his shirt. And he's like, Leon, this is not the place we'll speak about. And Leon has went like that to him. Doosh. Don't touch me. Leon's lost his head, mate. So we get down the tunnel, mate, and him and the Canio just start going for it, The Canio was like a bull, mate.
Was it?
Honestly, I was like,
he's not got his 5 layers on, has he? He's not
5 layers, he's sweating. Mate, I actually think it was a bit of a shitbag, because I probably should have helped Leon, but I was like, fuck that, mate, straight in the dressing room. We're on the dressing room, like, peeking up, mate. Next thing, Leon just comes running past us, sprinting past the dressing room, because it's Swindon's dressing room. He's played there.
No, never did.
You go down, the dressing room's there, but you can also go straight through at the gym and then back out onto the pitch. So, mate, see for like 5 minutes, Leon's passing us, he's back out on the pitch, the Canio's passing us, they're just chasing each other for like 5 minutes. What's happening here? So Leon's obviously like f***ed off into the car park, and the Canios came in, mate, and he's going mental. He's like, you tell your friend Leon, I f***ing kill him if I ever get him. $6,000 a week he's on, lads. You boys are on shit money. I give him big money to come here, and this is how he treats me.
So can you just not catch him? I didn't
But he had a pair of slippy brogues on, mate. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's decked it a couple of times chasing Leon, mate, because his trousers were all grass stains, Mate, I've seen the Canio hit the bag in the gym, and he can go, man. He was obsessed with cage fighting. We went to Italy pre-season. Never forget it. First time with the Canio. Turned up at this hotel, mate, and there's like 4 skinheads standing at the hotel waiting for him. And they're like obviously like Lazio casuals. And he hated me at this point, So he's like, I wasn't, because I was overweight at first, and he's like, Simon, if I see you touch ice cream this trip, these 4 guys, they punch at you. So we're like, I was like, wow. So one guy was a cage fighter. As we're waiting to get in the room, mate, the Canio's sitting us on his laptop up, showing us this guy cage fighting in Italy. And he's like, yes, look at him, pounding him, look. And we're like, what the f***?
Oh, so this
was his mate, who was standing there just like, and the Canio's like commentating us through this guy, and this guy's thinking he's a dog's bollocks. So the next day, mate, we go out to training, it's like 90 degrees again. And this big guy comes out to training with us, he's like carrying the waters, whips his top off, mate, and he's got like the Canio's face tattooed on his back. This guy was like a Lazio fanatic, and the Canio's like, he guards my house when I'm in screwball. So that was like who he hung about with.
Did you have any ice cream, by the way?
Never f***ing touched the drop, mate. Shut myself, but so I seen him hitting the bag in the gym a couple of times, mate, and he could proper go,
Obviously, there was a time where, I think it was Paulo Canio's fault, to be honest. I don't know if I told you the story about the Canio when we, just quickly, so I was a young lad at West Ham, we're playing against Liverpool, first game of the season, we're on the plane at Stansted, just about to take off, and then Paulo jumps up, and he's at the back of the plane, and he's screaming in Italian, and he's sort of like, get me off the plane, and you can imagine, as a young player, you're thinking, what is going on here? Like this stuff don't happen in the youth team sort of thing, right? But I know that Paulo Di Canio is Paulo Di Canio, legend and all that, the best player. And then we had to sort of like go back to at the terminal. We had to, obviously, I think it was, who was it? Was it Paul? Someone had to literally drive him to Liverpool. So he got off with his bag to drive him to Liverpool, obviously for the game the next day. But what sums him up was obviously so we obviously played Liverpool, got a penalty in the game, and at the Cop end, and he put the ball down. He just chipped it past Dudek. So it was just unbelievable. But that's probably why. After that, I was just like.
Was there any reason he did that?
It was unbelievable. We were just about to take off, and he just started screaming. Oh.
He never gave it, like, did he see something?
No, he just, I remember, I think he was saying stuff like, no, stop. He said, I can't fly, because he hated flying. He said, I can't fly. Said, in the car, if I had a problem in the car, I can just pull over. I got a wife and kids. No, stop.
Oh my goodness.
Mate, if I got Trevor Sinks in there now, he will tell you. And it was the funniest thing. And I was only young at the time, so I thought, oh my God. But
You stayed on the plane.
And I stayed on.
To be fair, the Foderingham thing must have pissed the lads off, surely. You know, were you there then?
Pissed off. We loved it, man. Pissed off about what? It was unbelievable to watch, eh? I was on the bench when we had a wee sub goalie next to us, Lee Bedwell, right? Never played a minute. No disrespect, lovely boy, but hopeless. Like, so Wes has had a beast against Stoke on the Tuesday night. We've managed to win 4-3, but I think Wes sold 3 of the goals. So Wes is we've started the game against Preston, and Wes has started shaking, man. And Canio, he was turning into the goalie coach, and he's speaking in Italian to him. But Rafa De Vita played with us, mate. So Rafa was on the bench there. I was here, and Bedwell was there. I used to love when Rafa was on the bench because obviously he'd tell you exactly what he was saying. And I goes like to Rafa, what's he saying? He went, mate, he's hooking him. I'm going to hook him. It's like, mate, I looked up the clock, it was five minutes into the game. 0-0. And I'm like, what? So then the next thing, the ball rolls back to Wes and he kicks it to their player. He touches it, somebody else has scored. And the Canios turns around, mate, he had the most elasticated wrist you've ever seen. I don't know what he's been doing with his wrist, right? But he's like, you, Bedwell. And so we're watching Bedders is shitting himself, mate, putting his bits in it on. He's up and down running. Next thing, mate, the board goes up. Wes is like, cut off. Q walks off, kicks the bottle into the dressing room. Again, the Canio to the goalie coach. Goalie coach goes running down. I says to Rafa, what's he said? He says, he told Wes he better go and get a train. But better get a train home because if he's in that dressing room and again, I'm gonna kill him. So nothing else of it, mate, right? Wes hides, but then manages to get on the back of the bus. So I think Wes just goes straight on the back of the bus, but the Canio doesn't know this. So after the game, he's gone off his nut again, talking about Wes and all that sort of stuff. So we're sitting on the bus, mate, and the Canio's out doing an interview, and he comes on the tellies. You know how the bus has got tellies? 6 tellies on the bus. Driver put his Sky Sports News on. It's the Canio. Wes is sitting up the back, so we're watching his interview. It was live. I think they'd done it live because they knew he was outraging. And he starts going, okay, this guy, League One Wes? League One Wes? We're not talking about Czech. We're not talking about De Gea. We are talking about Wes. League One Wes. Mate, and we're all looking at Wes, mate, and he is fuming, man. So when the Canio gets back on the bus, he's like, look, Wes is like that on the bus, mate.
Hiding.
He doesn't want the Canio thinks he's got a train home, mate. So Wes has went from Preston to Swindon, something like that. And we're all pissing ourselves laughing, man. Every time the gaffer looks back, Wes is shitting himself. So Wes is up the back of the bus saying, nah, that's me done. Like, I'm not letting him speak to me and treat me like that. He's just mugged me off on the telly. He says, that's me done. So I think we get a text or something, or the next day, Wes doesn't come in, that's it. The Canio's in meeting, he's like, lads, I tell you, if he doesn't come back and apologise, he's done. I guarantee you tomorrow he'll be in with a full-blown apology. So we go back, we're on the group chat saying, mate, he's the gaffer saying you're going to apologise. I bet you saying apologise like that. There's no way I'm apologising. I've spoke to my agent, so we're all winding it up. Next morning, sure enough, we're all sitting in a meeting. Wes comes in with the gaffers behind him. Wes starts speaking, the gaffers behind him doing that. What did I tell you, lads? He shits his pants. Funniest thing ever, mate. We had the Canio, and I think we were playing Notts County. It was Martin Allen. And it was me and John Spicer, right? I'll never forget this game. That day the Canio had it in to shout at me for the full 90 minutes. And Martin Allen was shouting at John Spicer for the mate, the two of us must have been the biggest nervous wrecks in a football game ever, right? We just kept passing it safe because they kept shouting at us, and Martin Allen's like, Spicer! We are fucking playing that way!
That's the worst one than hell, sort yourself out, innit?
Oh, and the two of us just got abused for 90 minutes and we just looked at each other in a pure sympathetic way. But then seeing that, mate, like, there was never a time that you thought, I can't do that because you'll go mad. Like, you wanted to express yourself, mate, which I liked about. The only way he'd shout at you is if you weren't working hard enough.
Or you were hiding.
Or you were hiding, mate, he would shout at you for that, but...
So if you give the ball away, it wouldn't be one of them?
Nah.
Saying that, though, it sounds like... So he'd only threaten to bring you off if you were being lazy or...
Yeah, mate, we used to work... This was League One, man. We used to work, like, for hours on defensive shape. And see if you weren't doing that properly, you weren't in the right position when the ball was here or that would send them crazy, man. That would send
So
them
we'd lose
crazy.
that in training as well?
Oh my god, mate, lose his melanin team. Like, he would do every demo, eh? So he would do a demo and he would like stanch it, mate. And then say we only had like a bag of 20 balls, like 20 balls would be in the trees after 5 minutes, and he would be, no, stop. He'd go on his knees, mate. He'd be like, Mamma mia, I come from Rome, 12-bedroom house, 6 million in the bank, Bentley, to this shithole with this you f***ing assholes. Why can you not do this? But funny in a way, do you know what I mean? Like, again, funny. Tommy Miller, self-diagnostics, he kept shouting to him. Oh no, he was calling him Dr. Miller. Because Tommy had a dead leg or something, didn't he? And Tommy was saying, nah, Gaffer, this isn't a dead leg. Like, I've played like 20 years. I know when it's a dead leg. This is more serious. He's like, oh, thank God, lads. We have a player who's also a doctor. So for like 6 months, he called him Dr. Miller, eh? And Tommy's like the nicest guy in the world, man. Tommy was playing Brown at the weekend, and he's like, well done, Dr. Miller. Is everyone else okay? So that's why you liked him as well.
I like him,
His patter was fucking top notch. Really good, man. But then he hated, like, sort of Sunday the boys would come and hang in, mate, and he would proper make a point of coming up, standing there to try and smell your breath. Mate, one time I had to come off against Crawley because I shit myself. I wasn't feeling well that day, and I was like, Gaffer, I need to come off, I'm done here. He's like, right, get yourself up the road. He's like, promise me, you don't go out tonight. And I was like, nah, of course not. I'm like, hang in here, man. So I went up the road that night, and I was renting a flat off Michael Timlin. So it was like an open plan flat, so your bedroom and living room were kind of next to each other. So my missus was doing, the X Factor was on. She was blowing dry in her hair, so I turned it up to like 40 so I could hear it. Next time my phone rings, and he's assistant manager. He's like, Simon, where are you? And I was like, in my house. And he said, and I could hear the Canio whispering. I asked him, can we phone his house? Can we phone your house phone? Can I phone your house phone? I was like, I've not got a house phone, I've only got a mobile. Okay, we're coming up. And I was like, no, you can't come up. Like, my missus is bollock naked doing her hair, and I'm sitting watching her, I'm not feeling well. And he's like, where are you? And I could hear him in the back, where are you? And I was like, I'm in the house, man. What? He's like, you're out, I can tell you're out. And I was like, Gaffer, I'm sitting in the house. He's like, okay, you don't come in tomorrow. So I hung the phone up, mate, and never thought anything else. Next day, Paul Caddis phones me. He's like, mate, every player got interrogated for an hour asking who was out with Simon Ferry last night. Proper.
Because you've got the music on,
Because
like.
I had the music on. Proper para about people.
Yeah.
Mate, you'd be standing in a bar, right? No word of lie, you'd be standing with a pint, pure enjoying yourself, and you would just see him like go by the window, and you'd be like, oh. And you'd be looking in the window, mate, and you'd be like hiding. It was great, but he knew everything.
Did he have a face-to-face after X Factor gate?
Nah, I think he maybe did. I always used to have face-to-face with him while he was getting changed, mate, so it would end up, sometimes he'd be in his pants talking to you, and like then it would go on to like what you were doing wrong in the game, and he would be running about in his pants showing you what you were doing wrong. And that's why I liked him, mate. But you know the one about the time we went out? Have you heard the one when we went out on a Saturday, we could get promoted on the Tuesday? Oh, this is where this is the worst I've seen him, eh? So we played Plymouth. His mum died in Italy on the Thursday, so he went away back to Italy. Assistant took training. Came back for the game Saturday. He says, okay lads, we're nearly there. Win today, win Tuesday, we're promoted. He says, but I have to go back to Italy after Saturday to arrange my mum's funeral. Go out, play, beat Plymouth. He comes in after the game, he's like, oh, lads, brilliant, nearly there. He says, please lads, please I beg you. Please, Simon. He named 2 others. He's like, you three, please do not go out tonight. Please, we have a massive game Tuesday, we've worked hard all year. Get this done and we're up, and then you can party. Mate, he's not even shut the door, and I'm like, where are we going, man? Older shot away. Piss it, man, we'll beat them. We'll beat them easy, where are we going, mate? My last memory is jumping about a nightclub in Swindon at like 3 in the morning. Eh? So, got to tune on Monday, nothing else is said because obviously the assistant's taking it. He was quite quiet. Tuesday we turn up to leave the county ground at like 4:30. And we're all sitting in the meeting, and he comes walking in, and he looked raging, but he always looked raging, mate. And then he kind of told a couple of jokes, got raging again, and then named the team. So there was 5 of us out that night, right? 3 of us were starting, 3 of them were starting, 2 of us were on the bench. I was on the bench. So my mate was next to me who I was out with, and I was like, he knows, man. He knows we've been out. And he's like, how does he know we've been out? The other 3 are starting.
Were you expecting to play?
I was expecting to play. So we get on the bus, and the 5 of us up the back of the bus, and he'd be like, look up the back, and we'd be like, he knows, man. And then he would laugh and joke with his assistant. He's like, nah, he doesn't know. So we're meant to be preparing for this game mate, to go up against Aldershot. I'm on the bench, right? And the boys are getting beat 1-0, of course. It's going to happen, wasn't it? So he's like that to me, go and warm up. So as I'm warming up, I think he knows, man, definitely. And then I come back and he makes a joke while I'm getting changed. So my mate who was on the bench, I was mate, he doesn't know, man. No way, no, he just made a joke with me, I'm fine. Just as before I go on, I can't remember what he whispered in my ear, mate, but he said something that made me know that he knew. So it was like 20 minutes to go, we are 1 down. So see when I run on the pitch, mate, I'm not giving a f*** about the game, I'm like that to the other 3 that were out. He knows, lads,
He's got us.
we are f***ed here, we need to score or we are done. Of course, mate, they go right up the pitch. As soon as I come on, what's the chance? I think I maybe slipped or something. Gave the ball away, they run up and score. Aldershot 2-0 beat us. I remember us 4 walking back off it was the slowest walk, mate. I think the fans left before we got in. That was how slow we were walking off the pitch. Ourselves, mate. We get in, sit down, mate, he fucking erupts. He's got like a Rolex, mate, it's a belter. It might even be a Hublot, it's a belter I watch. And do you know what I was saying about how hard these fists are, mate? At Aldershot, it's like metal walls, mate. It's like old school wooden, well, whatever it's called, brick was. Hey, man. Rolex pops off. That's how hard he hit it. He never even went like that. Smacked it, right?
As soon as he comes in.
As soon as he comes in, mate, we are sitting. There's the metal skips. Poof! And nearly hits Alan Connell. Alan Connell has to move. iPod, mate, right? On the stand. Boots it. Off the wall, smashes the iPod. Gets right in my face. You're the shittest professional I've ever met. I knew at the start, because at pre-season he hated me. I knew it, I should have trusted my gut. You're the worst professional. And I'm like that. And then
You expecting one?
I was expecting one, mate. I thought that time he would, mate. And he's just going berserk, right? And then this was the thing about him, because you were so scared. And then he would do something that you would want to piss yourself laughing, right? So I'm like that, and he's going mental, man. He's like, I'm going to go out to the papers, the radio, I'm going to slaughter you. It's your fault we're not going to go up this year. He's the worst professional ever. And I think he just goes like, and then we're all like that, and then he goes, Fabrizio! No, that's what he goes. He goes, you think you're the big man? You're out in Swindon with the music that you like to dance. And mate, you're so scared, but you're also trying not to laugh. And then he went, you like to drink the poison? Whoa! Drinking the poison, right? And he went, you like to dance? You like to dance in your face? And then he turns to his assistant manager and he goes, Fabrizio, put the music on. Let them dance. But he had that much control over his assistant manager and us, mate. The assistant manager wasn't sure whether to actually put the music on or not. So he was like that with the iPod, and we weren't sure whether we should get up and dance. But then the next day, mate, and he was on the week again on the bus. We could hear him on the radio and names us. I want every fan to know Simon Ferry, Alan McCormick, who else was it? Luke Rooney, somebody like the usual suspects. Again, I've let this club down. Front page of the paper the next day, mate. But that was a good thing about him, mate. So he slaughtered us, right? And then the next day, he took me into his office and was like, Simon, why do you want to do this to your life and your career? This is why you play in League Two. You're a good player. He's proper sound, mate. Like after that, I thought he was going to kill us. Proper sound. And then the next day, he was like brand new. He's like, right, forgotten about a week's wages, I think it was. He says, right, we'll go to Gillingham and win.
Did you go that year?
Nah, we got beat.